Hey everyone, welcome back to 22 Panels. This is the podcast that aims to examine, explore, and elevate the medium of comics. I am Tyler, and across the interwebs from me is my good buddy Tad. Hey Tad, how's it
We
going?
we still need an actual sound effect. Why
I
didn't you find that sound effect while you were working on the Santos
I
sisters
should
stuff?
have. I should have. I've got a
I
website.
mean, you were already in the mood, man.
I I just got overwhelmed with Santos Sisters and
That's fair.
forgot
If
about
we
it.
didn't need a thwip for the Santos sisters, I mean, that seems weird.
That would have been funny if Spider-Man would have
I
made an appearance, but
made it well. I mean, they couldn't have had it like seriously make an appearance.
mm-hmm.
They would have had to like hide it a little bit. But that's how you could like have a web thwip and like fly through, but never actually see Spider-Man.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Oh,
So yeah, I just picked up my Santos Sisters Halloween special
me
this
too.
week. My store just
Me
got it
too.
in.
I think everybody got pushed back another week,
That's a bummer.
but that just means it was already waiting for them. The
Yep.
the audio, the audio was already waiting for them, which is a good thing.
Yeah. What's going
And I
on in the
forgot what I
world
was gonna
lately, Tad?
say. I'm gonna try to keep this really really short.
Okay.
The first thing is I want to encourage people that it's possible to hold two thoughts in your head at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the the October 7th strikes by Hamas were horrible and inexcusable and reprehensible and war crimes. Um, and also, the bombs being dropped on civilians and the number of Palestinian children being killed right now are horrible and inexcusable and war crimes. Um, yeah,
Right.
it's a bad situation that seems to be just getting worse.
Hmm.
Um, I heard yesterday that I think 100 UN workers, UN aid workers, non-combatants, they're there to drive ambulances,
Mm-hmm.
do first aid. They're nurses, they're doctors. 100 of them have died. Uh, yeah, I don't even know what else to say.
Yeah, it's really a bad deal. Um,
Uh, the other thing I'm gonna encourage people, and I'm not gonna like dive as deep as I sometimes do.
mm-hmm.
Um, we live at a moment where our two parties are not equal. And one of the ways you know that is one of the parties wants to call all of government bad, wants to claim that their job shouldn't exist, except that they're not actually willing to give up their job. That they just want to give up anything that makes it so that the power that they have in their job isn't absolute. Um, that's not democracy. That's for the Christians out there. That's not Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Next time you think about, government being incapable of doing things, think about the things that you want from your government and whether you want to tear it down and not have those things or whether you want to make it better. I like roads. I like libraries. I like schools. I like healthcare. These things are all done better by government,
Right.
cheaper by government. If you don't understand that, then like read a book, learn to do math.
Yeah. No,
You know what
I'm.
I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
I know you know what I mean.
Yep. It's a sad state right now.
Um,
I don't even know what to
yeah.
say. It's just
I
you've got
know
a
that our
note here that.
government is going to shut down next Friday,
Yep.
and they adjourned the House of Representatives on Wednesday
Yep.
for the weekend. What they accomplished during the week is they voted on a resolution. And mind you, none of these resolutions will pass the Senate. And even if they did, which again, they won't because it's a Democratic Senate, but even if they did, they'd be dead on arrival at the White House. And they certainly don't have the votes to override a veto. But they still thought it was necessary to 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 pass bills decreasing the salary of the White House press secretary and the transportation secretary Pete Buttigieg to $1 a year, which I mean, What the fuck?
Yeah.
You don't like them, so you're going to pay them ridiculously below minimum wage because you can, except that you can't. It's just a
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. One party, for whatever flaws it has, wants to govern, wants to try to make the nation better. The other party, whatever they say about make America great again, they only mean it in terms of we liked it when rich white men got to do whatever the fuck they wanted and nobody complained, which is a time that never actually existed.
Yeah. I mean, what they
And to
want.
the extent that it did, it was times of strife, it was times of poverty. The closest it came to existing led us straight into the Great Depression. The second closest it came to existing led us straight into the Civil War. Those are the times that America was great. But in awesome, awesome, awesome comic news, Tom King and Bilquis Evely are reuniting after their phenomenal Supergirl series.
Yeah.
And they're doing a creator fantasy comic adventure book at Dark Horse called Helen of Windhorn that just looks fantastic.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's being described as Conan the Barbarian meets the Wizard of Oz, and it's coming out in March. And that makes me happy.
Yeah, that should look. Looks good to me.
March 13th, so it'll come out 12 days before my birthday.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you, Tom, for the amazing birthday present.
That'll be cool.
I'm going to choose to believe that's what it is. It was Tom's way of thanking me for loving his comics and talking about his comics to release what has like the definite potential to be right up there with Love Everlasting among my favorite of his comics, just in time for my 44th birthday.
That's awesome.
So thank you, Tom.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Tom.
All right, so we'll get to New to Order for 11/18. New comic series. We've got Aston. We've gone over these before, but we'll run through them quick. Acid Chimp versus Business Dog one shot from Mark Russell.
Ray Sigmund and Peter Krause, all friends of the podcast.
Yeah,
this is My Bad meets Billionaire Island.
It's gonna be good.
We got the dog from from Billionaire Island and the chimp from My Bad in a one shot. How could you go wrong?
Exactly. We've got Dark Horse putting out Blue Book 1947 #1 from James Tynion and Michael Avon Oeming. And next up, If You Find This, I'm Already Dead, Matt Kent, Dan McDade. McDade? Yeah. From Dark Horse. Jill and the Killers #1. Kill All Immortals #1 from Zach Kaplan. Fico Ossio from Dark Horse. This one I really like. Lilo and Stitch #1. Greg Pak. Giulia Giacomino. I'm so bad with names. From Dynamite. This one looks awesome as well. Moon Man #1. Scott, Kid Cudi, Miss Goody. Kyle Higgins, David F. Walker from Image.
I'm gonna jump us back really quick to the Jill and the Killers #1 because I want to read the description because the description is just so cool.
Yeah.
It says, returning to school after the unsolved disappearance of her mother, teenage Jill Estrada can't wait for things to return to normal, even as her friends become compulsively obsessed with Box Killers, a true crime subscription game where each month's unsolved case is custom tailored to the life of its player. There's only one catch. Jill's game seems to be all too real. And when her clues begin to connect to a series of disappearances in her town, Jill and her friends must uncover the truth behind these mysterious crimes before one of their own becomes the next victim.
That sounds awesome. I'm ready for
Doesn't it?
I'm ready for it.
Yeah. 48-page debut in shops January 31st.
And that's Oni Press.
Oni Press.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, jumping back into my list. Power Pack, Into the Storm #1.
Oh, no, we stopped.
Oh,
go ahead and talk Power Pack. But
Pine and Merrimack.
I was going to go look up Pine and Merrimack.
Pine and Merrimack #1 from Kyle Starks.
That's one that we need to read a quick a quick
Quick
from
what?
the series announcement. In Jamesport, on the corner of Pine and Merrimack, sits a small, unassuming detective agency. Former homicide detective Linnea Kent, along with her husband and ex-professional MMA fighter, and the unofficial brawn to her brains, puts her former life behind her and moves far away from the violence and death of her job in the big city to open a quiet little detective agency in a quiet little town. At first, the simple cases this nook of the world has to offer were exactly what she's looking for. But there's more to the quaint hamlet than Linnea could have possibly imagined, and something's truly sinister pulling the strings.
That's awesome. Kyle Starks, Fran Galen.
Pine and Merritt. This is the direct quote from Kyle Starks. Pine and Merrimack is about a happily married detective couple who find themselves in a case that gets worse and worse and then worse than you could imagine. I think fans of my Eisner and Glad nominated book, I Hate This Place, will fall in love with these characters the same way they did the characters in that book. And getting to work with Fran Galan on it has been amazing. I firmly believe he's about to be a huge name in the industry with his unbelievable work. If you aren't familiar with him, his incredible art is worth the price of admission. Fran says, this comic has all the elements I like in a good story. It's also written by Kyle Starks, so what more could I ask for?
Awesome. Power Pack Into the Storm, Louise Simonson, June Brigman from Marvel.
Always good to see Wheezy writing a comic.
Yeah, she's awesome. Sunshine Patriot #1 from Howard Chaykin out on Fair Square. I don't know too many books out on Fair Square. And Weatherman Volume 3.
I'm a big Howard Chaykin fan.
Yeah.
Fair Square's been doing interesting stuff. And I haven't been able to get my hands on most of it. So it looks interesting, but I haven't read a lot of it.
All right. Weatherman Volume 3 #1. And then we've got Zorro Man of the Dead #1 from Sean Gordon Murphy. Graphic novels and collections coming up. We've got Deadly Class Compendium from Rick Remender and Wes Craig out on 124. Godfell from Christopher Sabella out from Vault 228. Hypercom, is that Hypericum? How do you say that?
I think Hypericum.
Hypericum. Manuel Fior from Fantagraphics. In Utero from Chris Gooch from IDW out in January. K is in Trouble, Gary Clement from Little Brown. This is a good one. Click, Click, Boom from Doug Wagner and Doug Dabbs from Image Comics. And we've got Luna in the Special Night from Emanuela Milleri from Scout Comics. Love what's going on with Scout lately. Lunar New Year Love Story from Jean Luen Yang and Li Yuen Pham.
I love me some Jean Luen Yang, and it's supposed to be a rom-com.
Okay.
I love a rom-com. So put those things together.
The
Makes me pretty happy.
Osamu Tezuka story, A Life in Manga and Anime.
Yeah, he's the one that created Astro Boy, among many, many, many other things.
Yep. This one I'm excited about. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Usagi Yojimbo, the Where When story that we just covered on our show as it came out. And then we've got Tokyo These Days from Teo Matsumoto from Viz. And Won't Back Down from Last Grasp. Final Order.
That's the Won't Back Down is anthology to support Planned Parenthood.
Oh, okay.
Put together by Trina Robbins.
Okay, that sounds cool. Yeah. Final Order Cutoff for 11/12. Blasphemous #1. Mirka Andolfo from Distillery. I really like what Distillery's doing.
Yeah, this book looks very cool.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Kickstarters lately. We've got Suddenly One Summer Camp from Hell #1,
which I need to go see exactly where we're at. I've been plugging this daily. This is it's really frustrating me that this is not funded yet.
I'm gonna look right now.
It's up to $4,448 of its $6,000 goal as of 7:30 a.m. on 11/11. It goes through 11:15 at 9:21 a.m. So we've got 3 days and 2 hours, or no, 4 days and 2 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, is that right? 12, 13, 14. Yeah. 4 days and 2 hours to go. Um, yes, this looks awesome. It's Shelley Bond, who will be with us tomorrow. It's Liz Prince, who, if we're lucky, she'll be here tomorrow, but I think she's traveling. I really want to meet Liz Prince. Liz Prince is awesome. Um, her books, Be Your Own Backing Band, and about like the underground punk rock New England experience, and her diary comic, Will You Still Love Me If I Wet the Bed, are among my favorite comics ever.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's see.
it looks like a cool book. If you go to Kickstarter, I think they even have uh uh well, they've got a lot of sample stuff to look at. A lot of sample stuff to look at.
All right. So our next Kickstarter, Sew Buttons Film School number 13, Jonathan Bayless, comes
This
out on
one
my.
is funded, so if you go, you're just buying it. You know you're buying it. It also looks really amazing. And
Comes
go
comes
listen
out
to our
on
talk with Jonathan Bayless.
Thursday, my birthday, or ends Thursday.
And it's Thursday. Yep. Happy birthday, Tyler.
Thank you. I'll be in the middle of my second week of my play, so that'll be.
Well, hopefully they do something nice for you before or after the performance.
I don't know. Our opening night was last night. It was not so hot.
It was not sold out.
It was not so good. We didn't do so good. Like the class.
Oh, you didn't do so good.
No, the cast. It was not sold out either.
Did you
But
do good though?
I personally did fine. Like I was not.
Okay.
But like there were chunks of conversation skipped by a couple of people, and I was just mortified behind stage. Going, oh my god, my parents are here.
Your parents came in.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So the last Kickstarter, Thorn, the complete proto bone. Jeff Smith. This one ends November 17th. Can't wait for this one either.
That one keeps keeps going past more and more stretch goals. So there's all sorts of um bonus stuff available with that. Prints and whatnot.
Right. Yeah. That'll be awesome. Can't wait to get my copy of that.
Okay, I need to stop. I was falling down the Fair Square Comics
Are you?
website.
Oh man, that's funny. All right. So 3 amazing new books this week. For me, there was a new series that came out, and I always pick up these number ones. And that's The Punisher #1. David Pepose and Dave Watcher from Marvel Comics. Did you happen to read this, Ted? Wachter. Yeah, I got the T.
Move the T.
Yeah.
I did not.
For a Punisher comic, this was really good. And I say that because Punisher comics tend to be a little bit rote, right? They're a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really picky about my Punisher comics, and I like David Pepose, and I thought about it, and I'll probably read it on Marvel Unlimited.
Yep.
But yeah. Also, the more fucked up the right is, the more I see fucking Punisher skulls on idiots' trucks,
Yep.
the harder it is to read.
True.
But I heard he did it on Frank Castle.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about it.
Well,
Sell me on it, Tyler.
We don't know where Frank is at this point.
Well, that I know because I read the Jason Aaron series.
Right.
And it very much finished up with him not in a particularly good place.
Right. So we don't know if this is the start of like a new person, right? Frank's disappeared. But, it's a Punisher comic, so people need to get punished.
I mean, that would be my problem with Punisher comics.
Yeah, exactly. Which is kind of what I meant by Punisher comics are kind of, if you've read one, you've kind of read them all, right?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it all comes down to the creativity of the way they punish.
Yeah.
I mean, really, the only Punisher comics that I love and will read again and again are the the Garth Ennis ones.
Hmm.
Uh,
They kind of
though
did away with the traditional skull on this Punisher's uniform.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I
That
mean it's
was
got
one
the
of the things I
teeth.
was happy about
Yeah,
with the other one.
yeah.
Um, I also liked why am I Becky Cloonan's run
Hmm.
with Steve Dillon in particular, and Matt Rosenberg was kind enough to make Punisher take some cops to task for having a Punisher skull on their police car. Point out to them that he was very much not the police, and that they took an oath to serve and protect, and that wasn't what he did. So they shouldn't be emulating him.
Next up for me was Creepshow #3 from Zoe Thorogood. This came out from Skybound, which I am really enjoying.
Zoe's just Tim and I talked some about Zoe
Hmm.
because she's doing his hack slash,
Hmm.
which is hard for him, unsurprisingly, to have somebody else playing with it. But Zoe's just so good.
Yeah, she's a lot of
Zoe's
fun. So
just so
she
good.
wrote and drew this issue of Creepshow. Her story
Yeah,
was.
they've been having so many great artists on this. Eventually, I'm gonna have to go read it.
Hmm.
It's
I
so not normally the type of, but wasn't didn't David Lapham do
Yeah.
an issue in the first volume, and now you've got a Zoe issue, and
Yeah, this is about a
God damn
woman.
it, why are there so many good comics, Tyler?
I don't know. This is the story of a woman who discovers the fountain of youth. Um, so, and then all of the horribleness that goes wrong with that.
That sounds pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool. I liked it. And my third pick, another creepy one. I've really been enjoying this. Is Dark Spaces. This is the Hollywood special #3.
Yeah, I've read the first two. I haven't read the third yet.
Yeah,
It's on my stack.
yeah, it's really good.
I got caught up in other reading this week.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So, are
What
you reading Enfield Gang Massacre?
I have read the first issue, but I didn't go on after that.
So good.
I gotta get caught up on that Texas Blood.
It's so good. And
I
you don't have to get caught up on that Texas Blood for Enfield because it's like way in the history. It's like pure Western. It's like 1800s and cowboys and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, so good. I mean, Chris and Jacob just like they level up their game every fucking issue. And I love how they're printing it on the old school newsprint stock.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Enfield #4 was definitely my amazing book this week. Sorry to my other friend Chris, who I can't decide between, and it's so crazy to me that the #2 spot is a tie between. Okay, take Chris Cantwell out of the equation.
Okay.
Pretend I don't know Chris Cantwell, and just go back to the beginning of this podcast and imagine that I would say my #2 spot was a tie between Thanos and Star Trek.
I can believe the Star Trek one before the Thanos one.
Yeah, except that I mean,
But
I
at the start of the podcast, you were not a Star Trek fan, really?
yeah,
I mean,
I was probably closer to a Thanos fan than a Star Trek fan, but still not a fan of like villain comics.
right.
So yeah, Thanos from Christopher Cantwell and Luca Pizzari at Marvel. Thanos didn't even really appear this issue.
No.
The Illuminati did
Excuse
though,
me.
and Fresno got picked up and pulled into space. I'm assuming that was the work of Thanos.
Mm.
I think he speaks. Yeah, it was.
I'm gonna have to read it.
As was Star Trek Defiant #9, but I mean, I've loved all of the Star Trek Defiant, so that's not surprising. At this point, I should just not be surprised when I like stuff that Chris writes. I got to say, it's weird because Chris Condon and Chris Cantwell are good friends now, and I'm trying to believe, and enough other people like their work that I'm pretty good at it, that that when I read and gush over it, I'm not just praising a friend, that like the work is worth praising, but it's still weird for me when they both top my list, particularly because transitions.
Bless you.
Elodie Durand, um, who's a French cartoonist, did a fantastic book called Parenthesis a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Worked with a woman who's a biologist whose 17-year-old daughter told her that she was now her 17-year-old son,
Okay.
and felt like it came out of nowhere. So she had to spend some time figuring out and understanding it. And as a biologist, she looked into the biology and whatnot. And so I get to learn things like gender isn't really a biological concept. So the whole assigned at birth is actually a much more accurate statement. Um,
Okay.
I mean, one of the things that stood out to me was there's this little piece where they talk about Finding Nemo is wrong. Nemo couldn't possibly have a little sister because the way clownfish work is you've got a female, a male, and submales. And submales are what are born, so they're not quite entirely male. They're smaller, whatever. Um, when the mother dies,
Uh-huh.
the father becomes the mother, and one of the submales, whichever is the strongest of the submales, becomes the father. So the next generation of clownfish are actually a mating between a son and his father, who's now his mother.
Okay. Typical American
If that
family.
makes sense.
Yep.
um, so yeah, there's not clean gender in nature. And for that matter, it seems, and I haven't actually, I'll admit, I haven't actually finished the book. I'm like a third of the way through it, and it still gets to be in my top three because it's blowing my mind. Um,
I've always envisioned gender and sexuality as fluid, right? As
right. Well, and for a long time, historically, there's no strong evidence that we really differentiated a lot between genders either.
mm-hmm.
It wasn't I mean, people would fall into what we now think of as gender roles, but it wasn't as clear cut as, oh, you have a penis, you're going to go do this, and you have a vagina, you're going to go do that. And from like biological standpoint, until like halfway through pregnancy, we all have a clitoris and a labia, but if you've got the right chromosomes and whatnot, your clitoris gets a little bit bigger and becomes a penis, and your labia, turns into a scrotum, and you know, all of the same chemicals are produced by these items in men or female. We both produce estrogen, we both produce testosterone from the same places. The only thing that changes is the levels. So it's like, all right, I already was damn the patriarchy, but now I'm even more damn the patriarchy.
Right? I agree. I agree. All right.
But I do appreciate that the book is from the perspective of a loving parent. This is not a parent that like at any point was like, oh, you're horrible, you shouldn't. But it is a parent that wondered, is it a phase? Did I do something wrong? Et cetera, et cetera. So, to have that exploration, to understand from the perspective of somebody that isn't living it and therefore can only experience it secondhand. Um, it's kind of cool. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely want to read Transitions.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything worth mentioning in your honorable mentions?
Oh, I mean, they're all worth mentioning, but I haven't read half of them yet, so we'll just move on.
Okay. Okay. So, our great responsibility this week, we have been reading the Incal, the Final Incal. We read the
Yeah.
Incal last time. And what I loved about this was that it didn't start us in some random spot. It literally started us right where we questioned where we left off last time.
In the air,
Yeah. Um,
fall plummeting to our death.
yeah. So that was nice. Was that we got that
What I
answer right
didn't
away?
realize is, as I read it though, is that um, it kind of ties into Before the Inkle because I don't remember, was Luz in the Inkle? I know
No.
she was in Before the Inkle.
No, I
So
don't
so
believe so.
yeah. So if you read Before the Inkle, this I think you could almost read like Before the Inkle and the Final Inkle without the Inkle and have them work as a story until the Inkle shows up and you go, what the fuck is this thing?
Yeah.
Which makes it even more that like, I mean, we discussed the last time, the way it was set up. So did this whole epic adventure happen or was it just a thing?
Right. Exactly.
And it's like even more so now. Which I know you didn't get an opportunity to, but I watched Jodorowsky's Dune and the who was it? It was Louis Halad at the beat with his mint condition review of the Inkle is dead on. Watching Jodorowsky's Dune certainly like helps you truly understand where all of this comes from.
Good. I'll have to check it out.
Um,
Definitely.
because I mean, Jodorowsky is just this like insane but wonderful creative man that like literally wants to change the world. I mean, he brought people together and he's like, we're going to change the world. You're my warriors. We're going to make a movie to um and of course they didn't because Hollywood was nowhere near ready. I mean, they created like this 1,000-page Bible that had it all laid out, like shot. I mean, everything was ready to go, and Hollywood wasn't ready for it, and therefore they didn't have money. I mean, they had Orson Welles to play a character. They had Salvador Dali to play a character.
Mm-hmm.
They had Pink Floyd and Magma to do music.
Yeah. It was gonna be awesome.
Right. Mobius, H.R. Geiger. I mean,
This is like a
I
who's
just
who of weirdos.
oh, and he picked his son to play the main character in Dune because it's a boy, right?
Yep.
And his son was like 12 when all of this started. So while he's doing all of this stuff, he found like this martial arts trainer to work with his son so that he would be able to be the role. So from like 12 to 14, 7 days a week, 6 hours a day, all his son did
Was trained.
was train martial arts with this like brutal. But his son was sitting there laughing with him, so either he was okay with it or they've at least made their peace with it.
Well, one of the big differences between the Inkle and the Final Inkle is that, along with Jodorowsky, we have a new artist,
Yeah, new artist. The Final Inkle is
Ladron.
Ladon,
Ladon.
right?
Yeah. So Mobius is absent. And what do you think of the difference in their artwork? I went back and compared one to the other, and I think Ladon's, and this might sound sacrilege, his is a little bit easier to take in everything that's going on.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
He's a slightly more traditional artist. He makes certain that your what matters doesn't get lost in everything else going on.
Yeah.
Um,
The colors
I
aren't
don't
as
know.
muted.
I don't know his other work, so I can't guarantee guarantee it, but my hunch is without the roadmap that Mobius had left in terms of characters design, in terms of feel of the book or whatnot,
Yep.
this wouldn't be what it is,
Right.
because Mobius did a lot from a design standpoint, from a storytelling standpoint in the Inkle
Uh-huh.
that is really pretty unique but perfect for the story.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and while this is a little less so than the first one, it continues the let's do everything all at once. So it's a story about intergalactic politics. It's a story about belief versus science. It's a story about the power of love. It's a story about everything all at once. Isn't that a movie? Maybe they got their inspiration from the Inkle.
Could be. I'm trying to think what movie that would be.
Everything
Inception.
everywhere all at once. Wasn't that recently a
Oh,
movie?
really? That was the title? Oh, I don't know about
I
that.
think so. It even won Oscars. It had the grown-up version of Short Round.
Yeah, what's his name?
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay.
I still need to watch it. I've heard great things about it.
All right.
Film explores philosophical themes such as existentialism, nihilism, surrealism, and absurdism, as well as themes such as neurodivergence, depression, yeah, and
Well,
more.
yeah, I mean,
So yeah, it feels like it's a psychic um sibling, and now I have to watch it. I know
okay.
it's on one of my streamers.
All right. Well, going back to Ladon, I really like the way that you can tell who the characters are. And a lot of times with Mobius's, some of the side characters didn't have their own flavor or
Oh, that
personality.
was one of the other things I discovered. John DeFool looks a lot like Mobius.
Looks like Mobius himself.
Yeah.
Well, the John DeFool in this book, his nose is a little more pronounced. I mean, he always had a big nose in the original. But in the Final Inkle, I mean, you can definitely tell it's him, right?
Right.
By his orange hair and his large nose. And I think that the artist did a really good job of capturing the essence of John DeFool. Like you know it's him from book to book.
Right.
Even though we're completely switching artists, and this is not a style that's easy to copy. I mean, these vehicles, these Star Wars type vehicles, and this Coruscant type planet. I mean, it is just full of action and things going on. In this story, we continue on with the storytelling where we have this wide angle of like a lot of people, and there's just word balloons kind of all over the place. And so you don't really see who they're pointing to. You just know that somebody said something. And it just creates this kind of chaotic feel to the book, that's not a negative comment. It's just the book just feels just action packed like all the time. Even on the quiet pages where it's silent and we're just seeing John DeFool being led down on the ship to his cell. Towards the beginning, or not his cell where they're going to torture him.
Okay, so I'm having trouble finding a young picture of Mobius, but I did find a young um, self-portrait of Mobius. So I'm gonna share this and
Okay.
see what you think.
Okay, it's a little hard to see because the artwork is
It's
dark.
pretty dark.
It's dark, but yeah, Jean Gerard Ali. What is his name?
Jean Girard is his alias Mobius. Jean
Okay.
Girard is his name.
Okay, got it.
Mobius is the name he took when he started doing more sci-fi stuff.
Got it.
Because initially he did a fantastic Western series called Blueberry.
Hmm.
That I love.
That's cool. But in this story, I love the brain.
Yeah.
That thing is just. It reminds me of Krang from the Ninja Turtles, right? Where it's just barking out orders, but yet has no means of mobility on its own, kind of thing.
Yeah. I just another one of those rabbit holes. It looks like Mobius did a version of my favorite non-comic book, The Little Prince.
Oh yeah,
And that pleases me.
that's cool.
I have to try to find that. Even if it's never been translated to English, I like,
Got to get it.
yeah.
So I mean, without giving away too much of the story, at one point, John DeFool escapes by the help of a bug creature, and then he goes on this adventure on the bug's back, where we are introduced to the main antagonist of this story, which is not the what we originally thought. It's this like electronic vampire.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what it was called. I'm looking for it right now.
It looks like he might have just done
Benthicodon?
cover. Sorry.
We are having two different conversations.
My rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Then
the it's kind of a vampire of like electronics.
right.
Benthicodon.
Right. That's right.
Created by techno experimentation. It's an electronic vampire.
Right.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I also love that essentially sex saves the universe.
Mm-hmm.
But also that, the techno priests pretty much are happy that some of this virus got away because it means that they can continue to extort the intergalactic government.
Right.
So there's commentary on so much. I mean, that's just like this little thing, but it's like this really strong uh, uh rebuke of big business capitalism.
Right. Right. Exactly. I don't know. I think now that I've read the Incal, I'm going to reread it for sure at some point in the future. But I enjoyed the Final Incal better.
Did you?
It felt like a lot of the story, since I had already, I hate to say slogged through it, but it was dense. This was.
I wanna. Yeah, I think that.
But this was easier.
Yeah. I think. I don't know if I liked it better, but I agree that it was easier. It's more readable. It's more rereadable. I don't know if that makes it better. It certainly makes it different.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And again, I'm having trouble like I don't think it could exist without the other, and I specifically I don't think it could exist without the other being pretty much exactly the way it is. I think the density and the
Yeah.
I don't even want to call it nonlinear because it's not really nonlinear for the Inkle. It goes in a linear manner. It just feels like it leaves a lot out.
True.
But I think that's what creates a universe that's so ripe to tell so many other stories in. I think that's part of its beauty, is that it was more about creating the universe and setting up some minor rules to that universe and creating some characters and hinting at some histories and but really just being in this moment in time. So, like, I think the Inkle could have been a much more readable story if you'd streamlined things, if you hadn't played with as many concepts, if you hadn't had as many ancillary characters,
I agree.
right?
It was a very large ensemble cast.
But I think that if that had happened, it would be way more likely that it would be just its own thing
Mm-hmm.
rather than something that Mobius has shot off with, or not Mobius, Jodorowsky has shot off with in all sorts of directions, and now other people are playing with as well. Does
Right.
that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it would have got that had the story, like you said, been a little bit more linear. I agree that
I mean, in some ways, it's like if all of the original Star Wars movie just took place in the cantina
right. Yeah.
rather than having I mean, you had the Luke Skywalker story, but you kept going back to the cantina to see, how they were paying attention to it.
Yeah.
You know,
It's kind of like if Star Wars hadn't left Tatooine. I mean, because the first movie was the only thing that we knew. The first one that came out, right, A New Hope.
mm-hmm.
That's all we knew was Luke's life, this farm
Mm-hmm.
life, and then it expanded when he left with Obi-Wan, and then
Mm-hmm.
that expanded when he met up with Leia and all that. You know what I mean? Um,
Right.
I felt like whereas the Inkle, we were just dropped into that huge world. Like,
Yeah, and we for the most part follow John DeFool's story, but we'll go to the Golden Planet, we'll go to the Techno Priest, we'll go check in on Wolf, or kill. Yeah, you know what I mean.
yeah, I do. The Wolf Man.
um, and sometimes checking in on them is directly related to what's going on with John DeFool, and sometimes it's related to what's going on in the greater universe. And John DeFool is related to that too, but he doesn't know that he's related to that. Um, so again, it was just the Inkle is a story in its original like six volume, six folio version, the 300 pages that we finished up last week,
Uh-huh.
um, is really the story of like a week, a month, a day. I don't even really know how long it takes place in, but not a lot of time
No,
across
it's
an
short.
entire universe.
Yep.
Let's hit on. I mean, and in the end, a second. In the end, it's the story of it, which actually begs another question. Anytime where you weren't with John DeFool, are you really seeing the story of Before the Inkle and Final Inkle, or are you seeing the story that's directly tied to the Inkle?
Wow. I didn't thought about that.
I just thought about that.
Oh wow.
You know, is everything you saw from everybody else in the Inkle happening in that second, and therefore is it reset, or are you seeing their actions before and after everything that DeFool does in that time warped second that winds up having an impact on everything, but they don't I mean, some of them know what's going on and some of them don't. And
I don't know.
at some point I'll have to do a much deeper read, but not soon.
Yeah.
Because it's one that I'll like. I mean, at some point I think it would be fun to sit down with like a notebook and go through the entire Jodoverse.
Is there a compendium that goes along with it?
I don't know if there is one.
but,
but it's ripe for one.
It could use one. That's for sure.
It's totally ripe for one.
Well, Ted, I gotta get
somebody talk to humanoids.
Yeah. I gotta get rolling. So let's finish up with our 3 books we hope will be spectacular this week. Unless you have anything more you want to say.
Really quick though, I do want to say that the Inkle to Twilight Man by Humanoids Humble Bundle is available for 7 more days, 102 books for $25.
That is a
That includes all of the Incals, all of the Metabarons. Uh,
that's a hell of a deal.
yeah,
Holy buckets.
just a massive amount of European comics and American comics that could be European comics. Um, yeah, and Freedom to Read Foundation is the charity involved, so I highly recommend that people go. I mean, all digital, but all DRM free digital, so you can share them with friends easily. You can read them on any device. You can download them in PDF, EPUB, CBZ. Yeah, highly recommend.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, so I don't know what
Now to the the books we hope will be
three
spectacular.
books we hope will be spectacular. Tad, what is on your list?
Well, the Animal Pound Ashcan comes out
Oh yeah.
this week. Really looking forward to that. Uh, as does Deviant #1, the Christmas serial killer story from James Tynion and Joshua Hickson. And the Call #4 from Kelly Thompson and Mattia de Ulis.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that Miles Davis in the Search for the Sound is amazing because my copy already came. And I know that Pee Pee Poo Poo number 885, and that's 800 as in 800 and then 85. So, I mean, I guess it could be 80,085, but whatever. From Carolyn Cash, Silver Sprocket comes out as well.
You made a comment earlier about her numbering. Does she just make up numbering?
Yeah, like one of them was 69, and
yeah.
I think one of them was 420.
Okay. Okay. So she's got some kind of humor with it. Okay.
Right.
I wonder what the significance
I'm
of...
certain that there's some significance to this that I missed because I didn't give it a deep read. It was one of the books that I picked up at CXC.
Okay.
She debuted it there.
Sure.
And I got so many books at CXC that I flipped through most of them and read few of them. So yeah. The other one that I really want to bring up is TKO. Got together with Jose Andres. Do you know Jose Andres?
I don't think so.
He's the one that goes into like war zones or disaster zones and feeds people. He's like a Michelin rated chef.
Okay.
And he goes in. So Steve Orlando helped write, and the art's done by Alberto Ponticelli, and the name of the book is Feeding Dangerously. It's about his story.
Sure.
You know, this like highly decorated chef who goes into war zones, goes into disaster areas, and feeds people.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
definitely want to check that out.
Yep,
that's cool.
And so all sorts of other ones, but we'll let them go because I know you're in a hurry.
Well, I just got a lot of stuff going on.
You got play stuff, you got school stuff, you got whatever. You know, yeah. I totally get it.
So my first book, I hope will be spectacular next week. This is back to the Geiger universe. Geiger.
I know you enjoyed that.
Ground Zero,
I still haven't read it. I need
1.
to.
It's a, what happens after a nuclear holocaust.
I mean, honestly,
yep,
probably we're just all dead.
Yeah. Well, one guy survived. Well, pockets of people have survived. And
in the Geiger universe, pockets of people
survived. Yeah, in the Geiger universe. Jeff Johns and Gary Frank. I'm really looking forward to The Cull by #4 by Kelly Thompson and Mattia de Ulis.
You and me both.
And then Operation Sunshine. I really like the first one.
This one flew under my radar. I think you talked about it with the first one. Remind me again what it is.
It's
the vampire.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm gonna pull up a good description of it. Sunshine. A group of young. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Group of young alienated vampires known as bugs plot to steal a magical object from ancient monsters. See, they don't want to be bugs anymore. That's right. They were like a lesser species of vampire, if you will. like the bottom feeders. We're known as bugs, and
they want to be big boys now.
They want to be big boys, and some want to be cured completely.
Okay.
But anyway, Operation Sunshine #2 comes out.
I dig that.
Yeah,
I dig that.
So there's apparently a relic that can help them with their disease, if you would call it that. But there's an underground plot running by the elder vampires. It's a whole hierarchy of vampires, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was Operation Vampire #2, Marcus Parks and Henry Zabrowski, coming out from Dark Horse.
I will also really quick throw out there that Oni Press also has a Humble Bundle going right now,
nice,
where you can get all of Scott Pilgrim, all of Courtney Crumrin, and all of Bad Machinery and the T-Dragon series, all for $18.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
the Scott
all
Pilgrim
digital
series is worth double that alone.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth it.
And you can help out I want to say this was a Heroes Initiative, among others. I think it was Heroes Initiative or something else. So like a significant portion will go to retired creators in need. Or I think it might even be just creators in need.
Okay.
So yeah, and that's all PDFs.
Perfect. Now it's Oni Press?
Oni Press.
Okay.
But at Humble Bundle.
Yeah.
HumbleBundle.com.
I'm going to have to check that out right now. All righty, everybody. That is our show for this week. If you want to support the show, we've got all the stuff like Patreon. Get out there and check out our Patreon. Ted, you're getting more on... Are you on Instagram more? Is that what I see?
A little bit more.
Yeah.
I need to learn Instagram still better. But yeah, no, I do some Instagram, or I do some Instagram. I do a fair amount of Blue Sky.
Yeah, that's right. I was trying to think of what did you move to after Twitter? Blue Sky.
Blue Sky is my home.
Cool. Yeah. All right, guys. We will catch you after the next page. Later. Hey guys, this is Tyler from 22 Panels. I'm here to tell you all about our Patreon. If you enjoy this show, please consider donating to our Patreon to keep this show going. We have many different tiers, all different levels to help you decide what's right for you. Okay, so get on out there to patreon.com/22panelspodcast.